Hey guys, what is up and welcome back to my channel. If you're new, hi, my name is Ashley and welcome to Ashley's Roses. Today's video is a little bit different. I wanted to do a cooking video. So I guess you could call this Cooking with Ashley or Baking with Ashley because I actually baked. I actually made an apple pie. But first, I just want to say okay, that's enough of that. But it is my birthday week. September 28th is my birthday and I'll be turning 19. And this week I wanted to be just something different. So one of my favorite desserts is an apple pie, and it's finally fall. And when I think of fall, I think of apple pies. So I thought, what perfect way to do this week's video than to make an apple pie. So let's get started. So I actually bought the Nerdy Nummies cookbook, which I absolutely love. And it has a lot of really cute ideas for baking. And what I really like is that it's actually pretty easy. They give an in-depth explanation of all of the things, all of the utensils and materials that you'll need. And then they go picture by picture for instructions, which I find really helpful because I learn by visual. So it's nice to read it and then to see it in the picture to see what they're talking about. So there's a lot of fun using this cookbook. So I highly recommend that you buy this cookbook. So I started off with the apple pie. This one is actually used for Pie Day, but since it's my birthday, I decided to switch it up. I made the dough, but for some reason, when I filmed it, my camera didn't save the footage. I don't know why. So I will be explaining that really quickly. So for the dough, you're going to need 2.5 cups of all-purpose flour, 2 tablespoons of granulated sugar, 1/4 teaspoon of salt, 2 sticks, which is 8 ounces of cold salted butter cubed, 1/4 to 1/2 cup of ice water. So to make the dough, you want to combine the flour, sugar, salt, butter in a large bowl and mix with a hand mixer until the mixture resembles a coarse meal. Then you add just enough ice water so the dough holds together when it's pinched. Then you divide the dough in half and form 2 flat discs, and then you wrap each disc in plastic wrap and refrigerate for at least an hour. Then you preheat the oven to 425 degrees Fahrenheit. So while I'm waiting for the oven to heat up and while I'm waiting for the dough to refrigerate, I decided to make the inside filling. I didn't have Granny Smith apples. I just had, I don't know what kind of apples these were, but I have 3.5, you're supposed to use 3.5 pounds of Granny Smith apples, then 1/3 cup of granulated sugar, 1/3 cup firmly packed light brown sugar, 3 tablespoons of all-purpose flour, 1.5 teaspoons of ground cinnamon, 1/4 teaspoon of ground cloves, 1/8 teaspoon of ground allspice, 3 tablespoons of lemon juice, 1.5 tablespoons of salted butter cubed. Then you want to have an egg wash, which is 1 egg beaten with 2 tablespoons of water. It says to use large 2-inch and small 3/4 inch number cookie cutters, but I used a different kind. I used alphabet, tiny little alphabet ones. And then you want to have a 9-inch deep dish pie plate. So for the insides, with a straight edge knife, I cut the apples vertically from stem to blossom, and you want to avoid the core, and I did it into about 1/4 inch thick slices. Then you want to take your cookie cutters and you want to press firmly into each one, and then you have a bunch of little slices. So I started out with the alphabet. Then you'll see that I moved on to a pretty flower. Then you'll see that I got a little bit impatient, so I ended up taking the rest of the apple and just slicing it, and then taking the rest of the leftovers that I wasn't going to use and just tossed it in there as well. So then in a medium bowl, you want to whisk together the granulated sugar, the brown sugar, the flour, cinnamon, cloves, and allspice. Then you want to gently fold the sugar mixture into the bowl of apple cutouts, making sure not to break any of them. Then you want to do this until all the apple cutouts are evenly coated. Then you want to add the lemon juice to the mixture and gently fold again. Then on a lightly floured surface, you want to roll out the dough, 1/4 inch thick, and fit it into the pie plate. So when rolling it out, I'm not very good at rolling it out, so I'm just going to do a little bit of YouTube magic. So boom, it's all rolled out. So then you want to fit it into the pie plate. Then you're going to, it says to trim off the excess dough along the rim of the pie plate and save for decorations, but I didn't do that till afterwards. So what I did, I poured the apple filling into the pie plate, and then I tried to level everything out so it'll be flat when you put the crust on top. Then you want to roll out the second half of the dough, about 1/4 inch thick, over the pie dish, and then you want to cut the diameter of the circle to use the excess amount of the dough for decorations. Then you're going to take the edges of the bottom and the top piece of the pie, and you're going to crimp the edges all the way around to make sure it has a decorative trim. You're supposed to make slits in the top for steam to escape, but I forgot to do that. So then you're going to take the egg wash, and then you're going to brush it all over the pie. This helps make it have a nice golden brown. And then you're going to take the rest of the dough and you're going to put it into any decorative pattern that you want. So I used the cookie cutters and I made HBD representing happy birthday, and I took flowers just to decorate it, and the egg wash that you used on the top of the pie, it actually is used as like a glue. So once you place all the other dough pieces on it, you're going to take the egg wash and you're going to paint over it again, just to make sure it stays in place and that the decorative pieces also have a golden brown. So then you're going to cover the top of the pie with aluminum foil so the crust doesn't brown too quickly. Then you're going to bake it in 425 degrees Fahrenheit for 15 minutes. Then you're going to reduce the heat to 350 degrees Fahrenheit and bake for 20 minutes more. Then you're going to remove the foil and bake until golden brown, about 10 minutes more. Then you're going to take the pie out and you're going to let it cool and have it all ready for serving. So this was actually my first pie that I ever made, and I don't think I did too shabby. It was a little bit dark golden, more golden on the top than I wanted it to be, but it was still pretty good. I personally wouldn't put, I'd probably use a little bit less of the cloves and the allspice because that was just too much of an intense taste for me. It may work for others, but for me it's just a little bit too intense. But besides that, it was really, really good, and definitely a very fun video to make. I'm thinking of making more cooking videos in the future, so let me know if there's anything specifically you would want to see. I'm definitely going to be doing a few more Nerdy Nummies items because they're just a lot of fun to watch her make and then also to eat and make myself. So I'll be doing that in the future, so let me know if there's anything you'd like to see. And I hope you enjoyed today's video. Next week I have a couple very fun videos that I can't wait to share with you. And I hope you guys all have a wonderful week. Don't forget to give this video a thumbs up and subscribe if you haven't already. Follow any of my social media, and I'll see you guys next week. Bye! In high school, the Pride and Prejudice soundtrack helped for me. Then it became Chronicles of Narnia. Then it became Harry Potter. Now I'm at the point where I can't listen to music because I'll be totally like jamming out to it, or just like, even if there's no words, I will still figure out a way to distract myself.